What's going on YouTube? Today's video we're going to be parting out this Volvo 240. I have to get this thing done as soon as possible. Hopefully I can get it done today. We will see. It's going to be a very chill, mostly all time-lapse video. But yeah, I'm going to start ripping apart the interior, getting all the exterior trim off and everything. She's got to go. She's got to be ripped apart. That M47 is mine, baby. So yeah, let's get started. Time lapse. Go. So I've pretty much wrapped up parting out the interior. I got all the door cards out, the dash, all the middle trim. This seat is out. It's just sitting here with a bunch of other parts I've got in boxes. And then the entire trunk is pretty much full of just random things that were taken off, door cards, all kinds of pieces. If you need anything, DM me on Instagram, max_Jolley. A lot of the stuff is not sold yet, so if you need something, let me know. But yeah, the next thing that I'm going to be working on is pulling the M47 trans drive shaft and pretty much everything you would need to do a manual swap out of this gray car so we can start putting it in my blue car. In this part out video, we're just going to be taking it out. I've never pulled a transmission before. I have probably not the right tools. I'm just going to do it on the floor, so I'll teach everything that I learn along the way, but pretty much we're just gonna get everything out from under this car: trans, drive shaft, pedals, clutch cylinder, all the bits. And we're gonna try. I'm gonna try to do it before the sun goes down. Right now it's about 3 o'clock, so we got a beautiful day outside right now. So hopefully by 8 we can get it all done, or at least very close. So the rear floor bolts that connect the diff to the drive shaft are out, and then I removed this bracing for the drive shaft, and the bushing is hanging right there, as you can see. That was just 4 bolts as well, super easy. Drive shaft is not coming out yet. I don't know if that just requires more force. I kind of pulled on it, but not that hard. I think I'm just gonna move up and disconnect the drive shaft from the back of the transmission right there. If it would focus, right there. Yep, take off those bolts, and then I'll see if the whole drive shaft comes out, and then that is good progress thus far. So, update, I have gotten 2 of these 3 bolts off. The third one is just really stuck. I just soaked it in some penetrating fluid and WD-40, so hopefully I'm gonna leave it for 15 minutes. Hopefully it'll be able to come off with the impact next, but the other 2 came off just fine. One tip, I recommend leaving in this middle carriage until you get these 3 bolts off, because otherwise the whole thing kind of just falls on you like this, which is fine. It doesn't really affect getting the bolts out, but just slightly annoying because it almost fell on my head. It didn't, but it could be a danger. So for now, I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. I'm going to go up into the interior of the car, and I'm gonna start removing the shift knob, shift boot, and all the little things up here that need to be taken out first, I guess. So with all that off, we can really see how bad these original bushings are. You can see the plasticky rubber in there rubbing off. I ordered IPD's brass bushing kit, so if you have an M47, you're planning on doing that or wanted to see how big of a difference it is, I will be making a video shortly on the bushings. But as you can see, that's first gear, so hope those bushings should make a substantial difference. And I got the 4 rubber ones, which go down a little bit further in, so video coming soon, look out for that. Should make a world of a difference for this transmission. So I just got the drive shaft out. I ended up taking out the other 3 bolts that hold the drive shaft, so as you can see, that one that was stuck is still on there. I might get a long pry bar and just put some vice grips on the end, try to crank this thing off. It's kind of already destroyed, not fully. It still fits the socket on and turns, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to get that off. Maybe I'll get a blowtorch or something. But there are 3 other bolts which you can use to take this off. But other than that, all these parts just need to be cleaned up, painted. I'm gonna get a new rubber bushing. All the hardware, same thing, cleaned and painted, and then they'll be good to go in the Blue 240. But the next thing I'm gonna work on is getting out the pedal box, and then we'll move from there. Removing the clutch and brake pedal was an absolute pain in the ass, and I have nearly the entire interior out. I took out all the vents in the dashboard just because it didn't matter, and I kind of just ripped it out. So I have no idea how I'm gonna get this clutch and brake pedal in that car, but it is going to be an absolute mission because that sucked. But that is pretty much all the bits except for the clutch cable, which I'll just pop out in a minute. But that's pretty much all the bits for manual swap. I got the shift knob, boot, pedals, drive shaft, under bracing. The transmission under bracing is still in there. All the hardware and baggies. But yeah, I'm gonna take out the transmission right now, or at least start taking out the transmission. We're running out of daylight. We're not out of it. Got a couple more hours probably, but we're gonna see how much we can get done today. So I didn't really film it because it's kind of a pain in the ass, but for these top 2 belt housing bolts on the exhaust side of the engine, there was one right here and there was one right up there. I was trying to reach the bottom before. If you try that, you'll quickly realize it's not possible. What I did is I jacked up the transmission as high as it could go so the engine would tilt as far forward as it could to bring those bolts forward. And then all you're gonna wanna do is, it's an 18, and get a wrench that has like a 15-degree angle like mine. It doesn't have to be 15, but some kind of angle. As you can see, mine has an angle, so then you can slide it on the back. Most of them already have an angle, and then you can do the 2-wrench method, lock them together, get a little bit extra leverage, or whatever breaker bar wrench you have. But that's how I got that one off. It's actually extremely easy if you do it from right here. Don't even try to do it from the bottom. I tried an impact, I tried swivel bits, I tried like 6 different things on the bottom and side. Yeah, not even necessary whatsoever. So just like the other side, I got the top back bell housing bolt, which is right about there in that void. I can't really show you on camera, I don't think. I'd already taken it out. And then the top, there are the 2 starter bolts right there and right there. Those 2 hold the bell housing on. Those have to be removed. I did both of those from the bottom. Top one is slightly a pain to do from the bottom, but you can't really do it from the top. And then I just used the 2 wrench method I was talking about on the other side, where you kind of interlock 2 wrenches to get more leverage. So that's what I did for the 2 on that side on top, 1 on this side on the top, and then all the other, I guess 5 I did from the bottom using an impact. So not too bad there. But now the trans is technically fully out, so I'm gonna try to very carefully drop this thing without losing any limbs. So I attempted to pull out the transmission, but I got stuck on the shifter, which I assumed would happen. All you have to do to remove this is go underneath. There is a small set screw, which goes on the bottom. There is this pin, which then can come out either side. I really had to pull on this with some vice grips out the side. And then on top, all there is this little plate with 2 bolts and this little locking ring. I got frustrated, so I did not record any of it. But that's all you have to do, remove the shifter. If that didn't make any sense, you need more instruction. Longbow Media, I believe, is account. They have a video on how to replace the bushings, and he goes over how to remove the shifter in that video. So take that out because it's in the way. You definitely need to remove that. The transmission is entirely out of the car, and besides the flywheel and clutch, I am pretty much going to wrap up this video. I started cleaning this thing just a little bit because it was gross, but I'm gonna need to get some more chemicals and stuff to really get it back to the original silver color. So yeah, that is pretty much a wrap for the part out. The bell housing bolts were probably the most difficult thing, but other than that, it was just a matter of shimmying this thing off until it popped off. I put a box under one end, I had the jack under the other, and then right there is that little rubber block. So if it fell on that, there's no worries. That's the lowest point of the transmission right there. So taking this thing out was relatively simple. I did it by myself. First time pulling a transmission in my driveway on flat ground in 3 days. And if you were to do it, like if you had 2 full days, you could definitely do it in 2, because I had to cut off the second day. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the transmission. But yeah guys, that's pretty much a wrap for today's video. Part out went well, got most of the valuable stuff off the car. Again, leave a comment, or actually don't leave a comment, DM me if you need anything. My Instagram will be in the description. Transmission is out, driveline, I gotta take the clutch and flywheel, but that's it. But yeah, I'm exhausted. That's gonna be a wrap for today's video. Like, comment, subscribe, definitely subscribe. Trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next video.